If I had realized that I could actually use ChatGPT for things like this, I would have hopped on it way sooner. If you don't know me, my name is Haley and I'm your realistic and balanced bestie, helping you build a stronger brain and body. Today we're going to be talking about how to use ChatGPT to manifest your dream life, and not only would me 5 years ago be completely shocked at me talking about manifestation, but I would be even more shocked at the idea of using technology to do it, because I grew up in a very strict Southern type of situation and I was really into it. I was a little bit concerningly into it, to be honest. And the idea of manifestation, even though it's realistically not that different from something like praying or trusting in a God or anything like that, coming from the background that I had, I feel like when I first was hearing the word manifestation, I was really uncomfortable about it. And I was like, that sounds really scary, like whatever. And then as I got older, I went from thinking that it sounded scary to thinking that it sounded just kind of dumb. I think people were just using it incorrectly. Like, you would hear people just saying things like, oh yeah, I'm manifesting my dream Lamborghini, or like, I'm manifesting a sugar daddy to pay for everything that I want. Like, things that didn't really have any backing to them, and almost as if they were telling a joke when they were talking about it. So I never really completely allowed myself to open up to the idea of manifestation because it just seemed a little bit too out there. And now it's been a few years since I actually really dove into manifestation headfirst and started actually practicing it and really seeing how it works and how it's not necessarily a blind faith like a lot of things are. It's really kind of about the work that you have to do to bridge that gap between your dream life and your current reality. So when it comes to manifestation, I think for me, at least, again, with my background and with things like that, the best way for me to think of manifestation is thinking of the actual literal term of the word manifest, which is a plane, essentially. So I think of manifestation as the plane that takes you from where you are to where you want to be. And it's not a magical thing that's going to just happen and teleport you to where you want to go. It's something that you have to actively figure out where you actually want to end up. You have to buy the ticket, you have to put in the work, you have to get on the plane, and then you're going to be able to get to your dream life. But you're not going to be able to do any of that if you don't ever actually get on the plane. All of that to say, today we're obviously talking about manifestation, and we're going to talk about the actual steps to do to manifest your dream life. So before we get into all of the nitty-gritty details of what we're actually going to do with ChatGPT today, please make sure that you are subscribed to my YouTube channel down below. And if you learned something from this video and you find out how to manifest your dream life, please share it with somebody close to you so that you can all be manifesting your dream life together. And as always, please be sure to check the description below for a bunch of free resources for your fitness and mindset journey. And with all that being said, let's get into the 8 steps that we are going to do today to manifest our dream life. Now, you may have seen some of this on TikTok. I've been seeing a lot of similar content lately, and I did get the idea from a girl who talked about this first step that we're going to do today. So we are kind of taking the viral TikTok ChatGPT manifestation hack in today's video, but we are also going to do 7 follow-up steps that I believe are kind of the key to actually seeing some actionable change in your life. So step number 1 is going to be the most actual brain work that you're actually going to have to do today. So I would recommend taking maybe 10 to 20 minutes to sit down and really think this out, because what you're going to do is either straight into ChatGPT, or you can do it on a notebook or type it in your notes app, whatever. You are going to really detail out a current day in your life. So starting from the second that you wake up, you are going to give as many minuscule little details as you possibly can. So really try to get into it. Try to feel exactly what it feels like to live this current reality, because the goal here is that once we have our dream reality, or the dream life that we want to live, the dream routine, we're going to be able to actually tap into those emotions as well. But in order to do that, you really have to tap into the emotions of the current life that you're living. If you're not happy in your current reality, really tap into those emotions and let yourself feel them. Let yourself feel the frustrations of having to go to a 9-to-5 job every single day, or having to wake up 40 minutes early to do a 40-minute commute that you don't want to be doing. Let yourself feel all of the emotions that you're going to feel, because that is such an important step to this entire process. So again, you're going to detail out literally everything, starting from the second you wake up. Maybe it's 5 a.m. I'm waking up, I am sliding out of bed, I'm putting on my running shoes, I am brushing my teeth, I'm putting my hair into a ponytail, I'm running out the door with my pre-workout, I'm going to go on a run. Like, whatever it is, you are going step by step, minute by minute, really detailing out a day in your current life. And what you're going to do with that is you're just going to put it into ChatGPT. You're going to say, this is my current routine. And again, you want to make sure that you really have everything in there. So if there's certain times that you do things every single day, if you're working from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. every single day, make sure you're putting those times into this prompt here. If you're waking up at a certain time, put that in there. If you're going to bed at a certain time, put that in there as well. Really try to get as detailed as possible. So you're just going to put that in. ChatGPT is going to say something like, wow, that's a great schedule. And don't worry about it. You're going to continue to prompt it after this, but that's more so just to break things up a little bit, because the first time that I did this, I did it all in one and ChatGPT got a little bit confused. So I would recommend just separating everything out. Now, this is where the viral hack kind of comes in, because I believe the TikTok that went viral was a girl that said that she put all of her goals and dreams and aspirations and things into ChatGPT and said, give me a detailed account of a day in my life when I've achieved these goals. And that is pretty much exactly what we're doing for this step. So step number 2 is to put in all of the goals that you have. You are going to list them out as detailed as you can possibly get again. So I'm going to read off mine here so you can get kind of an idea. My goals are to build and own a fitness and mindset app that changes the lives of thousands of women, have a successful YouTube and podcast career that is focused on providing education around all things fitness, mindset, productivity, pay all my bills from app subscriptions, coach one-on-one clients in person for added income, take time to nurture myself and my mindset through yoga, meditation, and journaling, prioritize my relationship with myself through solo dates and intentional self-care, and take the time to nurture my relationship with my boyfriend with both of our busy schedules. So that was everything that I put into ChatGPT for my goals. And then step number 3 was, I said, please give me a detailed day in the life of what my life is going to look like when I've achieved all of the goals that I have set. And then ChatGPT is going to give you a super long, detailed list of what a day in your life is going to look like. And it is going to feel a little bit emotional, because you're going to be like, oh my God, this is actually something that sounds realistic and could actually happen. Again, hold on to that emotion. We are really going to use those emotions here, especially on the last few steps. So once we have that detailed day in our life, we are not going to stop there. What you're going to do next in step 4 is we are going to say, my roadblocks are. Now, your roadblocks are going to be anything that's kind of out of your control in a sense. So things that might be like time management, or they might even be things that are in your control, but they are still just kind of inconvenient for you. So for me, I said that some of my roadblocks are time management from working a 9-to-5 job. I said having to film all my content at night when it's dark. I said having to take time to do monotonous app details that take up a lot of time, and my commute taking up a good majority of my day. So again, those are things that are kind of in my control, but kind of not. They're something that I feel like personally is sort of standing in the way of where I want to be in my dream life, essentially. Now, again, you're just going to send that to ChatGPT. Don't worry about adding anything else yet. Again, it's going to kind of give you some advice right here, but we're going to get the real juicy stuff at the end. Step number 5, you're going to tell ChatGPT, my limiting beliefs are. So this is going to be kind of the more emotional side of things. So you're going to say anything that you feel like is obviously a limiting belief that is keeping you from achieving your dream life. So for me, I said my limiting beliefs are, I find it hard to get people to sign up for my app when I have few followers. I struggle with the idea that my app isn't perfect yet and I have to constantly be updating it even though I wish it was done already. I believe my content isn't good enough to get views. I believe I don't have enough time to balance working, building an app, and making content. Again, you can add as many or as few of the limiting beliefs and the roadblocks as you could ever imagine. And honestly, if I were to really get into it, I probably could add a little bit more, because I think that would help make this whole process a little bit more personalized, honestly. Now, here's where things are going to get juicy. So your next prompt is going to be to tell ChatGPT, give me a list of resources that will help me fight my limiting beliefs, as well as journal prompts to combat them. And so for me, it gave me a list of books, podcasts, YouTube channels, apps, and then it also gave me a full list of journal prompts for those limiting beliefs. So you can also always ask ChatGPT, like, can you give me more examples of this? And it will give out even more things on top of what it's already listed. So if you're reading what it gave you and you're like, this isn't really helping me, you can be like, can you give me more options, please? And step number 7 is the biggest, juiciest one of them all. So what you are going to do is you are going to type into ChatGPT, can you give me a detailed step-by-step guide to bridge the gap between my current reality and my dream reality, broken down by daily, weekly, and monthly tasks. And this is where ChatGPT is going to spew so much goodness out at you. You're going to be reading this and be like, holy shit, I can't believe that I never thought of half of these things, because there are some things that are so simple that we are just too close to ourselves to ever notice. We are just so far in it that we don't even see some options and some ideas that could be right in front of our face, and we're just so into it that we just don't even think of these things. So in some of it, ChatGPT was giving me time management ideas and time management things that I could do to switch up my routine and ways that I could use time blocking that I hadn't been doing. And there were just things that were so simple that I was like, oh my God, how did I not think of this? And there were even some things that ChatGPT gave me as an idea that I ended up saying, hey, could you go a little bit more into detail on this? Could you give me a little bit more ideas around this topic? Or could you break down how I could do that a little bit better? And it's just spewing all of this out at me. And I was like, oh my God, this is literally a plan laid out for me in complete plain English. But our last and possibly most important step is step number 8, because a lot of times our brain, again, I've talked so much about confirmation bias on this channel, and it's something that I think about in almost every single aspect of my life because it's so clear to us all the time. But our brains do work on a confirmation bias. So if we don't see that our dream life is actually possible, and if we don't see that this is something that's actually realistic, our brain is going to automatically assume that it's not possible because we haven't seen it, because we haven't experienced it. So a great way to combat this is to say, ChatGPT, can you give me real life examples of people who have lived a life that is similar to my dream life? But we are also not going to stop there, because we are also going to add into that prompt and say, and can you give me a historical stat list of things that they did to actually achieve this life? And bam, ChatGPT is going to give you so many good examples of people that had careers or goals or dreams or lives that are similar to what your dream life actually is. And this is going to give you the tangible evidence that you need to actually disprove your brain and to make yourself realize, oh, this actually is possible. There are people who have done this, and now I have the entire laid out plan for me on how I can actually achieve this. And that is all the 8 steps that I took to use ChatGPT to actually give me a full-blown roadmap on how to transform my life. And I am so excited to start putting this into play. And honestly, I had an entire other video episode planned out for today, and I did all of this yesterday and was just like, I am completely gonna push that video back because I just want to talk about this. I have been so excited about it, and every single person in my life, I'm just like, this is crazy. Did you know you could do this? Because you should try it. You need to do it right now. So if you weren't doing this alongside me, I'm actually going to put all of the prompts into the description below so that you can just screenshot it and have it in one really simple place to look back on and to try it out later if you can't do it right now, or if you really want to get into a good zone. Because again, I think for the first step, you really have to kind of let yourself feel the emotions of where you're at right now. And then once you have this plan laid out for you, you have to really take a look at it and be like, okay, let me try to get into the headspace of what this is going to look like when I've actually done all of these things that it's laid out for me. And you can even use that as something to meditate on. So really looking at that dream day in your life that ChatGPT set out for you and going over it while you're meditating or while you're going to bed at night, rereading it, and just really trying to cement that into your head as a reality. Because the more that you can feel it, the more that you're going to be able to actually pull it into your life and make it something that's possible for you to actually achieve. But that is really all that I've got for you today. I know this is a little bit different of a video, but really not that different, because again, I am a slut for all things mindset and healing yourself and growing and just improving yourself to be better and to be the person that you want to be. So if this was the first video that you've seen of mine, I hope that you stick around and we'll go look at some of my other content, because around here, our goal is just to keep leveling up and to keep getting better. And as always, you can find a link below to my fitness and mindset app where you're going to get 2 weeks for free when you sign up. And I hope to see you there. Until next time, be kind to your mind, to your body, and to others, and happy healing.